What's up guys, it's Anthony. In today's video, I believe I'm just going to be taking the fender flares off of the XJ. Might be cutting the front fenders. But yeah, just going to be kind of a little video. We're getting ready to jack the back of the Jeep up and get this fender flare off. It's all rusted out and nasty. I'll show you guys that, and then I'm going to pull the other side off and hope that there's not that much rust on the other side. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So, if you haven't seen the videos of this before, like, look at that. It's bad right here. Under here, obviously you can see super bad. This thing's all bent up and nasty. There's so much dirt and rust and stuff that's gonna start if I don't get this cleaned out. So we're gonna take the rears off and the front, and then hopefully I'd like to take those off down the road. It's a little bit cold today, so, and then we'll probably take the rear bumper guards off because I know that it likes the rust in there too. As you can see, we're gonna jack it up. There's this side. I'm gonna take the tires off, which is gonna be the first time that I've actually taken off these tires, so hopefully don't have too many issues. So, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get tools out, break the lug nuts loose, and go from there. Alright, the rear lugs are broken free, so let's go ahead and jack the Jeep up. Alright, next thing is gonna go ahead and take the lug nuts off, take the wheel off, and then we'll be able to get some good access to the fender liner and the back of the bolts to hold the brackets on for the fender flare. Man, those boys are so rusted on there. I even had to spray WD-40 on them just to break them loose because I didn't want to mess up the studs. This side was so much easier. Okay, so there's some studs in here that I gotta find out what size they are. Then we're gonna go ahead and take those off and see how it is. I was trying to get this drum off so that way I could check what my brakes look like, and I can't get it off, and I don't really want to mess with it right now. Another thing that we'll be doing is rear sway bar. The bump stop is like rusted away, so that's cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and figure out what size these are. They're probably like 10 mil or something, and then we'll go ahead and get the stuff off. Well, that one just broke off. Well, this side is a lot worse because it's actually separated. Man, I didn't want to know that, because I wanted to do the cut and fold, but looks like I need to cut this and have somebody re-weld it or do something. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and go on to the other side and get this figured out, I guess. I mean, this side's honestly not better, much better, but it is because it's not as rusted away. There's no rust down here. I'm scared to see what in there looks like. So maybe I should take those off today. It's all this snow that we're getting. Maybe that's why this thing is so loud inside, is because that other side's already separated. Because if you didn't know, these are just spot welded together. So you normally cut up, you cut this little lip off, and then you cut some slits in this between the spot welds, like that, and then you just beat it underneath, and then you get this little lip. So, but it looks like we're gonna be having to cut at least up to here like this all the way around. But then that separates the inside layer and outside layer, and I don't have a welder, so I have to see if I can find somebody to weld that for me, or looks like we might be getting a welder and fixing that. That way the inside of the tub isn't open and stuff like that. So it's a little bit sad, but it makes me happy to see this without the flares and it looking a lot more nasty than it should. I'm scared to see how much nastiness is going to be in there. This side is horrible. Just horrible. I need to figure out something to do with that. Look at that. Just. So yeah, we got some restoration and some other little things to work on doing. Like, look at my floor, man. I hope that the front's not that rusted, but with the front, fuck it, we can just cut them up. This, you're a little bit more limited on how far you can cut. So, but yeah, I should have backed this up a little bit though, because I need to rotate my tires. Maybe I'll take the jack and I'll jack that side up and rotate. So for the front, there's some little nut things back there, and that's what you're gonna want to, well, they're not nuts, they're like clips. Right there above my finger. You gotta pull those off. There's a few up here. You get the inner fender liner out, and then we can get to the bolts to pull the fender flare off. Now, the front are gonna be the same thing. You just wanna pull all these 10 mil bolts from inside here around, and that'll make the bracket fall off and let you take the fender flare off. So, and there's the final product. No fender flare. The front is in good shape, of course, because there's no nasty stuff in there. Because they put like a sponge basically in the rear quarter, and it helps hold moisture and stuff. And the way the fender flares are designed, it just holds a lot of dirt and stuff in there, and it just rusts away over years. This thing's only 22 years old, and it's pretty rusty. It lived in the mountains most of its life, so we got a lot of work to do and a lot of frustration ahead of us with needing to get rid of all the rust. So, but there's no fender flares versus this side. Still has the fender flare. I like the look so much better. Now I just need some aftermarket rims so that way I sit out just a little bit more and we'll be looking pretty good. Also, what is that? I just found a socket in my fender in here. That's pretty funny. Somebody lost a socket a long time ago. 5/8 Craftsman. Wow. What was somebody doing in here? Alrighty. No more fender flares all the way around. Really should go and spray this off at the car wash because it's dirty from the snow that we've been having lately. But a little bit bummed about this. I'll have to figure out what to do. It is what it is.